My dear students, good morning one and all. The last week discussed about you vectors. The first class discussed about you introduction of vectors, scalars, vectors, tensors. And the second class can explain the types of vectors and representation of vectors. And third class law of vector addition. Law of vector addition, that means addition of vectors and subtraction of vectors and parallelogram law of vector addition. And now today my topic is triangle of vector addition. Triangle of vector addition. This given the two statements. If two vectors acting on a particle same time means simultaneously, are represented both in magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order. Order means direction. Then the resultant vector is represented both in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in reverse order. For suppose P bar and Q bar are the two vectors are acting at the same time. Same time means simultaneously. Both represented magnitude and direction by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order. Suppose this is the P bar and this is the Q bar. Taken in a same order, that means same direction. Then the third side is the represented resultant of these two vectors. R bar is the resultant, that means P bar and Q bar is the resultant R bar. This direction, third side of the triangle taken in reverse order, but P bar and Q bar in this order and third order this is there. This is the also same the addition of vectors. Addition of vectors means the first vector head and second vector tail will be coincide and the third side is the resultant. And also this is the triangular. Triangular means if two vectors acting on a particle at same time are represented both in magnitude by the two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the resultant vector is represented both in magnitude and direction by the third side of the triangle taken in reverse order. And also second statement, this statement is known as law of equilibrium forces. That means if three forces can be represented both magnitude and direction by the three sides of a triangle taken in same order, but the statement one, two vectors taken in same order, third side reverse order. But in this case, if the three forces or three vectors are taken in the same order, then the resultant is 0. This is the most important point. If three vectors or three forces both in magnitude and direction by the three sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the resultant is 0. If such forces act on a particle simultaneously means same time, then they keep that particle in equilibrium. For suppose F1, F2, F3 three forces can be represented in both magnitude and direction taken in the same order. These forces represented to a triangle. This is the F1 bar. This F1 bar is parallel to this F1 is parallel to this side. And this F2 is parallel to this side, and F3 is parallel to this side. These three sides are given the triangle that form. The F1 bar and F2 bar and F3 bar taken the same order, then the equilibrium condition, that means F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0. And this point is given P, and this point is Q, and this point is R. Law of equilibrium forces, the main condition F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0, and also the magnitude of the forces means F1, F2, F3, and the corresponding length, F1 corresponding length PQ, F2 corresponding length QR, F3 corresponding length PR. That means the magnitude of the forces and the corresponding sides of the triangle have equal ratio. That means F1 by PQ, F2 by QR, F3 by PR. This is the law of equilibrium forces. These are the two conditions. One condition F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0, And another condition, F1, that force, magnitude of force that by that side, F1 by PQ, F2 by QR, F3 by PR. This is the triangular vector addition. And the most important theorem is the Lami's theorem. If three coplanar force means the forces, the vectors lying on the same plane, then the force is known as coplanar forces. Acting at a point, keep it in equilibrium. Acting at a point, keep it in equilibrium. F1, F2, F3, three coplanar forces acting at an equilibrium forces. Then the each force is proportional to sine of the angle between the other two forces. For suppose F1, F2, F3 are the same plane, along the same plane. That means F1, F2, F3 are the coplanar forces. Suppose the F1 is directly proportional to sine alpha. Alpha is the angle between F2 and F3. And F2 is directly proportional to sine beta. F3 is directly proportional to sine gamma. This is the Lami's theorem. These three forces to form a triangle. This is the F1 bar, and this is the F2 bar, and this is the F3 bar. F1, F2, F3 are the magnitude of three forces, and alpha is the angle between F2 and F3. Beta is the angle between F3 and F1. Gamma is the angle between F1 and F2. But this total angle 180 degrees, this angle, exterior angle alpha, that means interior angle 180 minus alpha. And this also, the straight line, total angle 180 degrees. If the exterior angle beta, that means interior angle 180 minus beta. This is the straight line. Exterior angle gamma, interior angle 180 minus gamma. That means the ratio of magnitude of forces to opposite sign angle is always constant. That means F1 by opposite angle 180 minus alpha, F2 opposite angle 180 minus beta, F3 opposite angle 180 minus gamma. That means according to Lami's theorem, F1 by 180 minus alpha is equal to F2 by 180 minus beta, F3 by 180 minus gamma. Sin 180 minus theta, always sin theta. F1 by sin alpha, F2 by sin beta, F3 by sin gamma. That means that is always constant. That means F1 proportional to sin alpha, F2 proportional to sin beta, F3 proportional to sin gamma. This is the statement. Then each force proportional to the sine of the angle between the other two forces. Alpha is the angle between F2 and F3. Beta is the angle between F3 and F1. Gamma is the angle between F1 and F2. This is the Lami's theorem. This Lami's theorem using explain the tangent rule. A pendulum bob of mass m. This is the most important application for mechanics, the tangent rule. A pendulum bob of mass m is suspended from a rigid support. Suppose this is the on a string. This is the rigid support to adjust the bob. This is the center of gravity of the bob. This is the L. L means length of the pendulum. That means the distance between suspension point to the center of gravity of the bob is known as length of the pendulum. It is denoted by L. By means of string of length L, it is pulled with a horizontal force F. With a horizontal force F, so that the string makes an angle theta. So that the makes an angle theta with the vertical at the point of suspension. At the point of suspension. Suppose this pendulum is the initial position is makes an angle theta. That is the position. This is the angle between the vertical. The vertical, the angle between. The horizontal force is given F. The string is makes an angle theta. This is the tension in the string. In the vertical, this is the angle, and this is one the theta, the same angles. Some x distance. The horizontal force F and the along the vertical direction, vertically downwards is the weight. The also theta. If now according to Lami's theorem, T and F, the angle between 90 plus theta. This is the 90, this is the also theta. 90 plus theta. And T and MC angle, this is the total angle 180 and also theta, and this one 180 minus theta. This diagram is represented this diagram. This is the pulling force F, this is the mg, weight of the bob, and along the tension on the string T. F and mg angle 90, T and F angle 90 plus theta, T and mg 180 minus theta. When the bob is in equilibrium, according to Lami's theorem, when the bob is in equilibrium according to Lami's theorem, that means when the bob is in equilibrium according to Lami's theorem, F by opposite angle sin 180 minus theta, T by opposite angle sin 90, mg by sin 90 plus theta. That means according to Lami's theorem, according to Lami's theorem, F by sin 180 minus theta is equal to mg by sin 90 plus theta, T by sin 90, sin 180 minus theta sin theta, sin 90 plus theta cos theta, sin 91. That means these are equal. F by sin theta is equal to T by 1. That means F by sin theta is equal to mg by cos theta. F is equal to mg sin theta by cos theta, tan theta. This is the tangent law or tangent rule. And the tension in the string T is equal to mg by cos theta. That means mg secant theta. And also the tension in the string F is equal to T sin theta, and T is equal to F is equal to T sin theta, and mg is equal to T cos theta. And the vertical components, this is the T sin theta and T cos theta. T sin theta is the pulling force F, T cos theta is the weight. And now the tension in the string, squaring and adding, that means T is equal to under root F square plus mg square. For suppose explain T sin theta is equal to F, T cos theta is equal to mg. This one squaring and adding. T square sin square theta plus T square cos square theta is equal to F square plus mg square. T square is the common. T square into sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to F square plus mg square. According to mathematics, by trigonometry, sin square theta plus cos square theta always 1. That means T square is equal to F square plus mg square. T is equal to under root F square plus mg square. Mg is the weight, also F square plus W square. T is equal to. This is the another formula. T tension in the string. Now some key points explain. These key points is important for NEET in theory bits. The single force cannot keep the particle in equilibrium. The single force cannot keep the particle in equilibrium. In equilibrium condition, the two or more forces are required. That means the minimum number of equal coplanar forces. Coplanar forces means the forces lying in the same plane required to keep particle in equilibrium. How many number of equal coplanar forces? The two. Equal coplanar forces are two. The minimum number of unequal coplanar forces required to keep the particle in equilibrium. Unequal coplanar forces is 3. The equal coplanar forces, the equilibrium condition 2. Unequal coplanar forces 3. Or minimum number of equal or unequal non-coplanar. Non-coplanar means the different lying in the planes. For suppose x, y, z. This is the A bar and this is the B bar and this is the C bar. These A bar and B bar, C bar are the non-coplanar forces. The minimum number of equal and unequal non-coplanar forces required to keep the particle in equilibrium is 4. See the three important bits. Equal coplanar forces means equilibrium condition 2. Unequal coplanar forces means equilibrium 3. equal or unequal non-covalent forces mean equilibrium 4. And also 3 set of forces acting simultaneously on a particle keeps it in equilibrium condition. Already discussed about your parallelogram law. This is the minimum resultant. This is the R. This is the maximum resultant. F1 minus F2 less than F3 less than F1 plus F2. And also 6th point. To form a triangle, sum of any two sides should be greater than equal to the third side. Suppose A, B, C are the three sides of a triangle. That condition, the sum of any two sides, either A plus B or B plus C or C plus A, should be greater than or equal to third side. Suppose A plus B greater than or equal to C, B plus C greater than or equal to A, C plus A greater than or equal to B. This is the condition for triangle law. Explain some skill questions. 3 forces, F1 bar is equal to A into I cap minus J cap plus K cap, F2 bar is equal to 2I cap minus 3J cap plus 4K cap, and F3 bar is equal to 8I cap minus 7J cap plus 6K cap. Act simultaneously on a particle. If the particle is equilibrium, then the value of A. For suppose F1, F2, F3 are the 3 forces at a simultaneously on a particle, then the equilibrium condition, law of equilibrium forces, the sum of the forces equal to 0. F1 bar plus F2 bar plus F3 bar is equal to 0. That means AI cap minus AJ cap plus AK cap plus 2I cap minus 3J cap plus 4K cap plus 8I cap minus 7J cap plus 6K cap is equal to 0. I coefficient is the common. A plus 2 plus 8. 2 plus 8 is the 10. J coefficient is common. Minus A, minus 3J, minus 7J. That means minus 10. K coefficient is given. A, 4 plus 6, 10. 0 is nothing but 0 into I plus 0 into J, 0 into K. Comparing the coefficients of I or coefficients of J, coefficients of K. A plus 10 is equal to 0. That is equal to A is equal to minus 10. For suppose J coefficients is given. Minus A minus 10 is equal to 0. A is equal to minus 10. K coefficients is given. A plus 10 is equal to 0 or A is equal to minus 10. And another important model. Find the tensions T1 and T2 in the string as shown in the figure when the system is in equilibrium. When the system is in equilibrium, the system is in equilibrium, find the tension T1 and T2 in the strings. To see the diagram, this is the rigid support and this is the one string and this is the another string. This string tension T1 and this string tension T2. This is the horizontal angles 60 degrees and 30 degrees and pulling weight 120 newtons. This is the diagram. And these are mutually perpendicular. That means the total angle 180. This angle 60, this angle 90, this angle 30. This angle means 90. 60 plus 90 plus 30, 180. That means the angle made by the T1 and T2 is the 90 degrees. And T1 and weight, this also theta, this is the 90. That means 90 plus 60. And T2 and weight, the total angle 90 plus 30. According to Lami's theorem, T1, that opposite angle 90 plus 30, T2 opposite angle 90 plus 60, 120 newtons, opposite angle 90. That means T1 by sin 90 plus 30, T2 by sin 90 plus 60, 120 by sin 90. Sin 90 plus theta, cos theta, that means T1 by cos 30 is equal to T2 by cos 60, 120 by sin 91. T1 is equal to 120 cos 30. Cos 30 is the root 3 by 2. That means 6 root 3. Sorry, 60 root 3 newtons. T2 is equal to 120 cos 60. That means 120 into 1 by 2. That is the 60 newtons. But in this diagram, T1 is the 63 newtons. T2 is the 60 newtons. Now another question. Find the tension T1 and T2 in the strings as shown figure when the system is in equilibrium. But in this case, cos 53 degrees is equal to 3 by 5. This is the rigid support or wall. This is the one string and the tension T1. This is the another string as tension T2 and the weight 100 newtons. This represents this diagram. This is the T1 and this is the T2. This is the 100 newtons. T1 and 100 newtons is the 90 degrees. But this is the 53 degrees and the horizontal, it makes an angle 53, and this angle same. This total angle 180, this angle 53, this angle 180 minus 53, and this angle 90, this angle 53, that means total 90 plus 53. According to Lami's theorem, T1 by sin 90 plus 53 is equal to T2 by sin 90 is equal to 100 by cos 180 minus 53. Sin 90 plus theta, cos 180 minus theta, sin theta. That means T1 by cos 53 is equal to T2 by 1 is equal to 100 by sin 53. That means T1 is equal to 100 cot 53. According to this diagram, cos 53 is equal to 3 by 5. This angle 25 minus 9 is 16. That means 4. The cot 53 is equal to 3 by 4. That means 75 newtons. And T2 is equal to 100 by sin 53. Sin 53 means 4 by 5. 100 by 4 by 5. That means 500 by 4. That is equal to 125 newtons. T1 is equal to 75 newtons. T2 is equal to 125 newtons.